welcome back. And I want to thank you for continuing to watch my vlog. This is episode 2. My first vlog was really just an introduction, and now I want to introduce you further into the Tal'dorei campaign setting that I've chosen for my players. The Tal'dorei campaign setting has a ton of really rich historical events, and one of them had caught my eye. I knew I wanted to play pre-Vox Machina. I didn't want my characters to be influenced at all by the current Critical Role content, even though most of them have not dove into the fandom as I have, which is fine. They're probably going to want to. So I wanted to do a time setting that wouldn't interfere. So I've chosen the time where Warren Dressig has created the kingdom of Dressig, and in that kingdom he reigns very heavy-handed. It's a time of pushing borders. He's gained the alliance of dwarves. He has pushed back the elven kingdom, and he really kind of rules the center area of all of Gwasar, which was Tal'dorei. I really wanted to take advantage of the looming feeling that this nation is under such a heavy, fierce control of a king who should be feared, and yet give them something to love in this small town that has totally escaped the impact through its distance from the capital and the borders that are right now in turmoil. So the current town where all the members of my group are currently residing, living and working, but may not originate from, is Torthil. So in the current setting of Tal'dorei and in campaign 1 on Critical Role, Torthil is a ruined town. It has been completely decimated, and the reason for that is it is the place where Warren Dressig fell in battle. He was assassinated there, and that is going to be a key fact that I will keep hidden from my players. I am trying to reverse engineer what I know from fact to create Torthil as what it would be as if nothing had happened to it. It is tucked into a woodland area. Lining it up, taking a look, Iman is the capital and where the king sits now. The closest area near city would be Kymel. I felt the only way I was going to successfully reverse engineer the ruins of Torthil, I felt like I had to go back to Kymel and explore what Kymel once was, as it is now a hub of poverty and crime. It was once, as Mathew Mercer said, a mining town. So building a town means you're going to need resources, and building a town over a swamp, that resource is going to be wood. The closest town that could provide that wood would be Torthil, as its back steps butt up against the ivy heart thicket. Starting my characters off on their campaign, I didn't want to use you're all sitting in a tavern and this happens and they're suddenly stuck together. I wanted them to really feel that Torthil is their home. They work, live, and play here. They grew up here or moved here for specific reasons, but have their foundation here in this town. So one of the things I did have to put a limitation on is their race. No one could play elves, and I really wanted them to shy away from playing a half-elf, considering the political climate. I didn't want their background and their race to push the story in a particular direction. Making them feel at home in Torthil, I wanted to make sure that they understood at level 1 you do stand out amongst the crowd. You have a greater uh, purpose to you, being that the skill that you have, you are extraordinary. And that's just at level 1. You stand out in the crowd, and that's what makes you a little bit different than the other people in Exandria. Everyone here isn't an adventurer. We're all just people. And I wanted my players to realize that their character, although they are a guy in a town, they have the skill to do more than anyone else would in their town. On top of that, I wanted them to realize that this is their town. This is their home. So I insisted that they all choose a profession. Session 0 really gave us a chance to kind of work with each other to synergize the roles each individual had picked. A couple of people have chosen the same class to play, but different paths, which will even it out in the end. It will be tricky for myself as the DM to play with two clerics. So everyone has their job, but they have this little bit something special about them that makes them a level 1 character within this town. As I said before, I completely plan to have them reach level 2 without combat. So although they have special skills, they have the tools for that skill, they don't have everything they need to run into combat. But I will be sure to give that to them once they have reached that point where they are not only stand out against the crowd, but they are there for a reason. And that reason is to protect this last bastion of democracy within the kingdom of Drasig. Torthil will be a hub of an uprising against the terrible king that has ruled them with an iron fist. Right now, Torthil has not experienced what the other towns have. It is tucked away, it is hidden, and it is quiet, but it won't be for long.